What up, what up? I hope all is well and you're hanging in there by the grace of God. How are you doing? How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm vulnerable and vegging out. I've been doing that for the past week. Intentionally. I'm not going to feel guilty about relaxing, relating, and releasing. That's where I'm at right now because there's been a lot going on. And as I have been observing and living, the Messiah is teaching me about humility. Because it's a lot of pride and arrogance right now. And that envy and jealousy, is their enemy. Okay. Listen, let me tell you what happened to me this past Friday. I had another internet outage thinking it was the storm that we had because these storms are getting more furious and fierce. So I'm thinking it's like the fiber line outside of the house. So I had a tech to come out the next day. This was Friday, this past Friday. So Saturday morning they came out. And you know what this tech told us? They said the line away from the house was stolen. And I was like, why would somebody steal a fiber line? He said to sell it. And then said he had to file a police report. So while repairing the line, first he had to file a police report. This type of world we're living in right now. It's wild, it's wicked, and evil. And listen, I know, like I said, you can jump the timeline, but you're still going to have to deal with some of the stuff that goes on in this matrix. You're still going to be tested and tried in some type of way, fashion, or form. That's just the trials and tribulations of life. We can meditate all we want. We can stay connected to God all we want. Bad things still happens to good people. That's the type of world we're living in. In the physical world, things are unpredictable. Some things are unpredictable and just out of our control. And what do we have to do when it gets heavy, intense, and all over the place? Breathe, honey child. Breathe. But when it happened to me, I'll say, okay, I've had enough. That's it. That creeped me out a little bit. Who will steal a fiber line and some people going through some hard times. That's the reality check. You are not alone. That's why I have to be grateful for the essentials that I have. You have to be grateful for the essentials that you have. Food, clothing, and shelter. Water. Clean water at that. Where you can cleanse your body and where you can cleanse away the toxins when you drink it. But I just want to share that with y'all. And I know some of you may be feeling vulnerable too. In all this news, I'm learning that a lot of people are, instead of seeking God, they're seeking the predictions, they're seeking the gossip, they're seeking the exposure of people. They're seeking things of this world. I don't know. And it's a lot of people that's just not aware of what time it is, or what day and age it is, about where they at. because things are going to become even more perilous. Yes, it is. And no, this ain't to scare. This is about being aware and self-awareness too. Self-awareness, that's a beautiful thing to have. Because I look at people who are not self-aware, and it's a sad sight to see. I pity the fool who don't know who they are, who are choosing not to change. I pity the fool who don't want to grow up, evolve, or even let you into their heart. Because these hearts are getting colder and darker. Even though we walk through the valley of shadow of death, you shall fear no evil, for God is with you. Okay. Alright, I got a word for you. It's about living in the light. 1 John 2:16. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life comes not from the Father, but from the world. Yeah, I was reminded of this because this comparing and this unnecessary competition and this superiority complex is not from the Father, it's from the world. The lust of the flesh. And that's anything dealing with your fleshly desires, such as your appetite or your sensual desires. The lust of the eyes, the visual senses. My voice is my power right now. I don't need to be seen. Spirit said you just here to inform and instruct, and then keep it moving. Inform, instruct, inspire, and then keep it moving. It's a lot of people that's caught up in the visual right now and not seeing the truth of what it is, what's up. Because it's a lot of things that go on that people choose not to see. That's the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. That's ego. And your ego, when you become vulnerable, your ego dies. And some people struggle with being vulnerable. And it's okay to be angry. That's valid. That's a valid emotion. That's part of the awakening process too. But at some point you got to ask yourself, are you going to allow the anger to motivate you or madden you? Is it going to be transmuted into motivating you, or is it going to turn you into madness? And I'm seeing a lot of people with that anger. It's maddening. And with this pride, because Spirit keeps talking to me about this pride that's heavy on the land right now. You can feel it in the air. What's the root issue? Anger. Why is that not being worked out? Like I said, it's valid and you have to honor your emotions, but we're also here to master our emotions. Because when you allow anger to consume you, that's a poison. And now you're bitter and hateful and vengeful. And I've been observing that. with humanity. That jealousy and envy is their enemy, and they will project it as if something is wrong with you, as if you the problem, as if you the reason why they're failing in life. Like I said, some would choose to die with the lie. In Luke 14:11, this is about the Messiah teaching us about humility. For the proud will be humbled, but the humble will be honored. For the proud will be humbled, but the humble will be honored. Where are the humble hearts? Where are the kind hearts? Where are the loving hearts? Where are the compassionate hearts? I know it's a chosen few in this community, but in the collective, I would like to see it more. All I'm seeing is I've been taking a break from social media too, as I've been vegging out. Okay, relaxing, relating, and releasing, and spending more time with Mother Nature and with our Father who art in heaven. Because that connection right now is critical in these perilous times. But yeah, I've been reflecting, introspecting, doing the inner work. We're being called at this time to do that. And as a black woman, a woman of color, because I am not my hair, I'm not my skin tone, the color of my skin. I'm not a race. I'm not my race. I'm not my religion. I know who I am in Christ. But as a black woman in this physical world, I am aware of the trauma that we carry. And it comes from our own. And you know, the ancestors live deep within us. So how can we deny them? Why would we repress that? And I think all we have to do, all they want us to do, is just honor them in this present moment, in this life that we have been gifted. No rituals are needed. All this other stuff, it's really not needed. Well, are you living out your purpose? Because we're here to serve one another, love, help, and care for one another. And if you feel like you are not here to serve anyone, then I'm not talking to you. I know who I am and where I come from and where I'm returning. Because this place here on earth is temporary. It's a temporary residence. But I really have been seeing this, observing this, really feeling this deep in my bones about the trauma, about some things time is not going to heal, but you will get through. And just because you're doing all this inner work and healing, it don't have to stop you from having some fun, for laughing a little bit, having some joy and some peace. Like I said, I'm seeing an epidemic of where people are taking themselves too seriously. And the Messiah is even saying, your existence is important. But see, That's why I was directed to 1 John 2:16. Part of living in the light is knowing that pride of life, that lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, for everything in the world comes not from the Father, but from the world. And you know that lust of the flesh is about status, material possessions, your position, your career, what you do for a living. Does that matter? Does that matter? Are you kind to people? Are you compassionate? Do you have integrity? Do you have a genuine content of character? Do you carry the nature and character of God? Is that what you're doing with your life? But I'm seeing a lot of sellouts. It's all about the money. And if it ain't about the money, it's about the fame. And there's so many dark attachments to both. I'm talking about when the dark attachment to money and fame, when there's a greed attached to it, when there's a lust for it. And it's going to get worse. And why everybody is paying attention to what's going on with the government, what's going on with these celebrities, what's going on with the gossip, what's going on. Look, it's okay to be aware and informed about some things, but don't let it distract you. Because we're in the great deception too. And it's taking away what you need to be really focusing on. We need to get back to the basics. So this pride is an ego tripping. And it's causing madness in the world. And going back to basics, what I have been learning and I have been looking into is like growing our own food, our own veggies, our own fruits. Because what they're doing with the food nowadays is just outrageous. All the chemicals, if it ain't in the air, it's in the water. If it ain't in the water, it's in the food. And someone told me a dream that they had about they had got some McDonald's, and when they opened the bag, it was dead snakes. And I knew that was confirmation. It was dead snakes in the bag with the food. And I knew that was confirmation of what Spirit had revealed to me about the mass production of food, with like fast food illnesses will increase. You will see that on the rise. So be aware. This is not to scare. And then I also had another vision. It's like I was talking on the phone to the bank trying to figure out why somebody's account was in the red. And the bank was acting like they couldn't help and they couldn't do anything about it. Somebody funds from their bank account was completely wiped out. And the bank wasn't going to do anything about it. And Spirit confirmed that's just a sign of the times that we're in right now. Either people want to be in la la land or they want to be distracted with the insanity, with the predictions. Tell me, girl, you already know what's going on with you. What's the fascination with that? of having somebody confirm what you already know. And then this gossip, it's like everybody get on the same, dancing the same jig for the devil, talking about the same thing. I'm gonna let that go. It's just a wild time we living in. It's a lot going on still. People want you to perform instead of living in your purpose. That's why I have taken a step back. You know, you have a right to move on. I created this channel, this divine channel. One of the things I did it for was community. But I know it's only going to be a chosen few that's going to treat this as a community, that's going to authentically support me and this community, who will contribute in that way. Because there's a lot of people that are hanger-ons, that are monitoring spirits, that are watchers. Well, I say this, keep watching. If you're seeking a light, keep watching. If you want to hear the truth, keep listening. And if you're bored, move on to the next. It's thousands of creators on this YouTube world that you can tune into to fulfill your flesh. I'm here to feed your spirit, to instruct, to inform, to inspire. Okay. And I just wanted to check in with you for a little bit and talk to you for a little bit, because I'm going through some changes. I know you're going through some changes. How can you not in this day and age? And anyone pretending that they're not going through some changes, watch them, okay, carefully. Too many people focus on the wrong thing right now. Our focus need to be on the Creator, the one who created you to have a creative life in this world. I'm working on, and I don't want to say figuring out the next chapter of my life, because that will be revealed in divine timing. I'm trusting in divine timing. I really am. I'm letting go of the fear, and that's a daily practice. I'm letting go of the guilt. That's a daily practice. I'm letting go of expectations. That's a daily practice. I'm letting go of anything and anyone that doesn't serve my highest good. Okay. I know my worth. And I'm not trying to push my beliefs on anyone and push the issue with anyone. This really is about connection and community. So I appreciate the ones who are here to support. Thank you. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your encouragement. I appreciate it. I receive it. And I'm keeping you lifted up in my high thoughts and prayers. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next go round. Love you. Peace.